Hello YouTube! I'd like to make a free-to-play friendly beginner's guide for Reverse 99. This video has been edited to a very concise 10 minutes and packed with details, so feel free to pause, slow down, and take notes as needed. The very first thing, the game gives you many wishes or summons in the beginning. After you completed the story, it's like 150, 140 wishes. And the very beginning banner, you can get the 6 stars just with the 30 wishes. The pity is lower compared to other games. You only need to have 70 to guarantee a 6 star. The problem with the game is you need to have 180 to create one summons instead of like 160 in like Genshin and Star. You have to be careful, especially in the beginning banners here. You see this one is Sotheby, this one is a knight, and all these characters is in the standard banner. If you look at the details, you can see the ray details. So all these 6 stars, every character here is very strong. However, they're all standard banner characters. I don't know about you, but from my experience of playing gacha games, standard banners will be power crap very quickly. So if you're planning to play the game for a long time, I would recommend just pull for the very first banner, the 30 PD banner. Get your 6 stars. Maybe you get lucky, you get 2, but 1 is fine too. And that single characters should be able to carry you to finish the very first patch. So in the game we have 6 elements. The first 4 will counteract each other, and then the spirit and intelligence will counteract each other. So ideally, in the long term, you want to have the DPS for each of these 6, but that's a very long term plan, right? In the very beginning, the meta right now is just the star and the mineral. But of course, once they have the new banner, they're gonna switch to the corresponding elements, or Afflatus they call. For each of the patch, based on the China server, we do not have that many summons or pools. Instead of like Genshin or Star where we have like 70 max, this one you probably have only like 30 or 40 pools per patch. So you're looking at maybe 2 patch, you might get the 6 stars. So you have to plan accordingly. The very first 6-star unit that you get from the 30 pity banner is already very strong. So from those, depends on which one you get. If you get Regulus, that's a mental damage character. If you get Lilia or Eternity, those are reality damage. So then you can plan ahead what other characters you can check, you can get in the future. So you can build like the full mental team with Regulus, or you can build a full reality team with Lilia or Eternity. About the battle system is of course the Afflatus. Because you have this Afflatus relations where they have 30% more damage against the weaker Afflatus. So this is very important. The mineral 30% against beast, beast 30% against the plant 30% against star, so on and so forth. So that's the first thing. Just like Pokemon, you have to use your character's strength. And like this one is not very good because I only have Lilia here, which is a star. But I don't really have a plant, so maybe I use this one. Let's see if I can use this. And this one. Okay, so something like that to combat against the multiple elements. You want to have multiple elements on your team as well. So maybe I'll keep this one. Okay. So of course, every stage they will have some special that you need to take care. Like this one will give you extra Moxie. Moxie basically is the point system. Every points will build towards your ultimate. Like this character, every character will have that small diamond. Right now everything is dim, but as you do more things, such as playing card or moving the cards to combine them together. Oh, unlucky. Oh, I can do this one. So if I combine them like this, my character is also earning Moxie. So once you earn 5 Moxie, then you can do your ultimate. Moxie is important. Understand the concept of Moxie. This is very beginning, so I want to buff my characters. Of course, you can click and hold to see the special effects of each. And you can hold and click on your characters. You can see the stronger version of each skill or arcane skill. And this is the ultimate. Ultimate only have one version. Sonetto is very useful because she has that debuff where she can disarm the enemy. So then the enemy cannot use their attack at all. And some characters will have other things like silence skill so that the enemy cannot do their ultimate. So the next step, once you know your characters, you should know your enemies. You don't know that which enemy is going to act first, but based on the symbols on the top of their head, you can see. Like this one, they have that blue symbols, so that means they're going to have the buffing effect. So you can go even further on each of the enemy to see what they're capable of. Like this guy, his ultimate can do paralyze, and he can mass buff his team if you want to just attack. Same, this guy can do the same thing. And they have the ranking of the attack, defense, so you can choose which guy is the most dangerous and focus your attack accordingly. They also have that icon on the top, but this sword going down is just an attack. So this is the one that you can disarm with Sonetto. This one is the buffing their teammates, which can be silenced by the skill. But basically, if you want to have the most damage, you want to build your ultimate, right? So the ultimate can be gained by playing your skills, but the fastest to earn your ultimate, to build your Moxie, is to play the higher level cards. In order to do that, you need to have the duplicate cards next to each other, but this one I don't have anything. So I'm hoping that when I have new cards in the next round, it will be merging to the next one. So ideally you want the card that you want to be auto-merge on the left, so you won't want to move something to the left if you want to be auto-merge on those. They have something called psychube. That's the equivalent of the weapons in other games. And you can earn like 6 stars equipment or psychube in like every 20 days just by playing the game. So you don't really need to do anything. There's no weapon banners to be worried about. So that's one thing that you can use to increase your character skills. Then there's something called resonation. So every characters will have the resonate option here. Basically, we improve their brain so that they can do more things. So ideally you want to keep leveling up. I think the max is like 15 or something like that. But it's get harder and harder, of course, to level them up. But once you level up, you have more space that you can put the skills in. Of course, you can just do the quick load if you're lazy, but I would recommend to actually do the puzzle and grab the one that you want. Like in this case, this is my Lilia, so I want to have all the critical rate because she have a lot of critical damage, very high damage. So I want to have that crit rate as high as possible. So you don't see any crit rate left that I can use here. I'm trying to fit everything in here. So the stronger your resonate, bigger your brain, more power you have. Very easy. Of course, every gacha game basically is a resource management game. Especially if you're free to play, you have to manage your resource more efficiently. Especially with this game where you have 6 different Afflatus or elements, and then you have mental and reality damage. So technically you have 12 different combination. That is very hard for free to play to actually have a character to handle every single element or damage. So in the beginning, you can focus on the first 6 stars that you have, and then you can focus on building a team for that 6 stars. Like for my Lilia, I like to have a buffer like Sonetto that can also deal damage, and some healer like Dicky here. Or DK, how do you say her name? Or maybe you can have a dedicated healer like La Source here. So once you build your main team, then you can try to think what is the 4th character that can be used as an assist. So you can have maybe an extra healer if that battle is really hard, or you can have a shooter like Betty here, or you can have another DPS maybe just to finish up the enemies. Sonetto is also DPS, but she's more about controlling, but her damage is actually better than the others. And Sonetto is free in the beginning, and they give you the portrait, which is like a duplicate for Sonetto, up to 3. Like all 3 duplicates I have here is from the game only. So Sonetto can become very strong. So once you have your first team, that's pretty much take care of the very first one, which is what do you have here? The artificial, like the abyss equivalent of Genshin. So they have like 10 different stages of the normal dreams. And once you finish that, you unlock the one that reset every 2 weeks, the limbo. So once you have just one team, you pretty much can complete the first half of the dreams. Then you can focus on your second team. So based on your team composition, whichever characters you have in the beginning, you can try to think like I have Lilia for star damage, right? And Eternity for mineral. So now I have to think maybe I have to focus more on the plants. I need to build probably Eagle and maybe La Source for my healing. And Beast, I have my healer. Maybe I can build Lelani as my free-to-play DPS. Things like that. Of course, as a free-to-play, you need to plan ahead. So ideally you want to know which characters are coming so that you can save accordingly. Like for me, I know that I want to have a healer that is also increasing crit rate for Lilia. So that's what I'm saving for. Once I have that first team, I want to have another strong DPS. So probably Centurion from the standard banner once she raised up. Or maybe, what's her name? Millennia from 1.1 patch. They already show the trailer for Millennia. So based on the upcoming banner, you can try to save accordingly. Okay, next thing. Of course, every game you have that activity, stamina, energy, whichever you call it. And this one, of course, you don't want to cap them if you really want to maximize your efficiency. But you also have these candies that can increase the activities, and they give free candies like every day because the game is still new. So you have to check those candies and make sure they not expire. Okay, next point is the wilderness. Wilderness is like the Genshin teapot equivalent, where you build your world, your friend can visit, it looks nice. You build your bonding with your characters. But most importantly, you have your wishing spring, which you can build, which you can craft a lot of stuff. This is the more efficient way of using your material. Instead of using your activity to get these, you can just craft them from the wishing spring. So make sure you want to level up your Paleohall. I still need one more to max to level 5. But the higher the level your Paleohall, the more you can claim the dust and the money Shepodonti. So you want to claim this every time you log in basically, so you don't overcap on them. Okay, next point is rerolling. There's many YouTube tutorial for rerolling, so you can have the best team possible in the beginning. Or maybe you just want some specific waifu. Because the game have a fancy skin, basically. I can show up the skin like this. So maybe you want specific characters. Then feel free to reroll, but I don't really feel we need to reroll. Because the very first 6 star you're gonna get it very strong. But of course, you can always get lucky and get like all 3 characters in your first 30 pulls. But I would not hold my breath for that. What you want to reroll more than just the first 30 wish banner, 30 summon banner, is the other banner, like this one. You may want to reroll this one because you want this 5-star characters. Because Bonkun, how do you say? I don't know how to say this Swedish. Kornblum is very strong. It's like a control characters, but can do also DPS. So things like that you want to reroll. Like Charlie is another 5 stars that is very strong at a higher portrait. The most important thing, of course, as any game, right? You want to have fun. Make sure you have fun. If you can support the game, feel free to whale. That's not a sin to anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoy the game, and good luck with your summons. Bye.